All right, so moving down here to Boca Raton's actually not the best option for everybody. Let's be honest here. Boca Raton is great for people who are looking for this particular lifestyle, especially if you're about to spend 5, 10, 20 million dollars on a house. You probably don't want to be in an environment that's not what you're particularly looking for. So again, for somebody who's looking for a lifestyle that's more health focused, you don't want to be around too much, say, traffic or tourists. This is definitely not a tourist location. A lot of people, they want to move to the next Miami, and Boca is not the next Miami. It's not for the person who's looking for that Miami lifestyle. Boca is great for an individual or a family who's looking to purchase an estate, who's looking to purchase their next house in an environment that's very clean, neat, and organized. CNO. That's what I'll have to describe Boca Raton. If you know what I'm talking about, there's not much riffraff that goes on here in Boca. So if you're planning on making a purchase and you're looking for something that's very chaotic and wild, where you can go out and have tons of nightlife and nothing closes, Boca is not that place for you at all. Boca is the place where you purchase a property. So if you live in Russia, New York City, wherever it gets cold during the winter, you can come down here, and a lot of these homes that you see around me are actually amazing for entertaining. So if you're the type of person that likes to be the center of attention when people come down, if you didn't know, Boca Raton does have a private airport, and a lot of kids in this particular neighborhood. If you didn't know where we are right now, we are in a neighborhood called the Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club. And a lot of kids here, when they're teenagers, actually they go right up the street up here and they start working on their pilot lessons so they can get their own pilot license. Right here in Boca, there's a lot of kids who do that currently who live in this neighborhood. And again, that's talking about lifestyle. If you want to be at ease where you can easily fly into a private airport, Boca is amazing for that. You can get to your house very easily, invite your guests over, and a property like the ones that are for sale in this neighborhood are amazing for entertaining. It's never too chaotic, never crazy. And if you're looking for a place that's CNO, clean, neat, and organized, this is Boca. There's no riffraff, there's no drama. You don't have to deal with craziness that you may have to deal with in these other cities. Look at you, Miami, or the next Miami that's in Florida. You're not really going to get that here. If you are looking at this particular neighborhood, what you're going to hear during the day is tons of landscaping crews and people coming in, maintaining the homes. A lot of these homes are actually vacant, but for the people who want the best winter home, this is it. A lot of these homes here are made for entertaining, and it really caters to that. A lot of things in here are absolutely beautiful to look at in this neighborhood. A very beautiful place, and a place where there's a lot of inspiration and inspirational people around you. It's amazing here. So in talking about being inspirational, there's always going to be, the most luxurious, most exclusive places to live. And in here in Boca Raton, these are going to be the top 5 most exclusive, most luxurious places to live. And starting off in the neighborhood we're in right now, this neighborhood right here is called the Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club. And in here, if you're looking for home prices, the lowest ones right now are going to be right around $5 million. Occasionally those will pop up, but most homes in here are going to be above $10 million to that 20 million price range. And if you're looking for what type of lifestyle you would get in this neighborhood, I would say a lot of the kids and families in here really enjoy a few special things. So again, this is a yacht and country club. So as you can expect, there's going to be boating is going to be very important here. The yacht club is very unique, very different than most other places here in Florida. So if you're looking for a place that's very easy, to get in your private airplane, fly down here during winter, or when you need to visit, host an event. This is amazing. You just fly right in, across, just fly in about 5 to 10 minutes down the street. You'll drive here. Most of the homes here are set up on waterfront, so you have a place to park your boat or just watch the intercoastal water. They have really great areas here for entertaining. If you're into golfing, I personally do not golf, but a lot of my clients do. There's a Jack Nicklaus design golf course here at this community. To describe this neighborhood, it is something that's very exclusive, very inspirational. And if you say you have a residence here in the Royal Palm, it is something to be very proud of. And I think this is something you just have to be aware of, that this is the absolute top neighborhood down here in Boca. Now, they do allow private tours in these. So if you like to see the inside of these, reach out and we can set that up. Sometimes the tours can be kind of limited of how many people they allow to see these properties. But we've been very successful bringing clients in here and letting them see what's currently on the market to see if they have any interest in this particular area. Now, for the kids, a lot of them will go to the private schools that are located a little bit more in central Boca Raton, and this is going to be about a 15-minute drive from here. And it's very common that they'll go to those private schools. The Pinecrest and St. Andrews are very popular amongst the families here. And you got a wide range of homes. You have the older homes mixed in with homes from the 1990s and early 2000s, and now the modern homes, because this is still the it spot to live, the lifestyle. You're very close to a lot of the downtown restaurants. You're not too far away from anything. The beach is literally right across the intercoastal here. You can play golf, you can play tennis here, you can hop on your boat, go into the ocean, and it gives you a lot of freedoms to live how you want. Now, there is a 24/7 security here, so they're always patrolling the area, making sure nothing's going on. Now, in the morning time, like here, you're gonna notice there's gonna be tons of landscaping going on. So this is a neighborhood where probably the only thing you're going to hear most of the time is just landscaping crews. Now, this neighborhood is not gated, so just be aware that if a gate is very important for you, this particular neighborhood is not gated, and people tend to bring their kids in here for like Halloween to go trick-or-treating, or just like I said, this is a very inspirational place. They just have people come in here just to drive through to see some of the most beautiful homes down here in Boca Raton. Now, number 2 neighborhood by far has to be Sanctuary. And the home prices are much more down to earth than you would get here in the Royal Palm. Sanctuary is guarded. The prices tend to be right around like say $5 million to $8 million. They don't really go into like 20 and $30 million that you would get here at the Royal Palm, but it's also a very exclusive place to live. And if you're into like security for your family, out of all the neighborhoods here in Boca and South Florida in general that I'm aware of, Sanctuary actually has some of the best security features. So you have a gated guard 24/7. So it's not one of those keypads where you put the number in and it just lets any Uber driver in. You have rolling police officers through the community, just like the ones here. Talk about security. Security just went by right there. But what makes things even more interesting is that you actually have patrol on the intercoastal. So if you're seeing the movie Scarface, when they got Tony Montana from the back of his house because they came up from behind, that would not happen at Sanctuary because you have security in the waterways themselves. Now, with Sanctuary, you also have a private marina, just like you have here in the Royal Palm. It's not quite as large as the one here, but it's still something that you can park your boat, your yacht, and easily get ocean access. And I would really describe that neighborhood as very luxurious, gated, very secure, but you also have some of the best tennis courts here in Boca that are very exclusive. And again, I don't play tennis. I play pickleball to meet people here in Boca Raton. But if you're into tennis, people love going to Sanctuary to play tennis. Some very competitive games happen in sanctuary. Now, number 3 neighborhood down here in Boca Raton has to be Boca Bridges. So what sets Boca Bridges apart from a lot of other neighborhoods that we just mentioned is that this one's going to be the furthest out west. So if you want to be furthest away from the ocean, you're worried about hurricanes, natural disasters, this might be the place for you because you are actually pretty far out west. You're about 25 minutes to 30 minutes away from the beach if you decide to live in Boca Bridges. But the highlight of this neighborhood is that it is gated and it has an incredible resort style clubhouse. And what this means for you, if you're a person who's thinking about moving down here at Boca Raton and you don't know a single person, you're going to make this your primary residence, it might be a little bit easier because the clubhouse is it's used very heavily. The people here, they have their own social events, gatherings. There's a guy down the street here, he always has this big yacht and he flies people in on a helicopter and has all these big events here. But if you're just a regular person looking for homes between $2 to $4 million and you don't need anything that's hyper luxurious, Boca Bridges offers some great amenities. Again, you have a resort style pool, tennis courts, pickleball courts. And again, it's priced between $2 to $4 million. Usually the homes in there, they're very large. And for something modern and luxurious, this offers you the most affordable option. You're furthest away from the water if you're worried about any type of major hurricanes. And it's a very family-friendly place. You're right next to a lot of restaurants and things to do as well. Even like these locations, you're more near the downtown activities. But Boca Bridges, you have, different slower paced lifestyle, and that, it might be the lifestyle that you're looking for. Now, number 4, if you're into golfing and you want two 18-hole golf courses right there in your neighborhood, the St. Andrews Country Club is probably the neighborhood for you. The homes are priced between, say, $3 to $6 million in there, and you got a wide variety of homes between 4 to 10,000 square feet, so you have tons of options. Now, this one has, fitness centers, spas, the golf courses, tennis court, and the vibe in general in there is a very upscale, golf-centric kind of neighborhood. So if you're that person who's really just into pickleball, it may not be the best place for you because people take golf this very seriously in this particular neighborhood, and occasionally tennis. They're not really into pickleball as much as these other locations, especially Boca Bridges. Boca Bridges, the community there loves their pickleball. And St. Andrews is very close by to the Boca Town Center Mall. So you do have a lot of restaurant options, shopping options. The Murakami Museum is not too far away. If you like to just get away occasionally and walk around like a Zen type of environment, it's great for yoga, stress relief, and it's located very close by to the St. Andrews. Now, number 5 most exclusive place to live down here in Boca Raton has to be the Woodfield Country Club. Now, homes in here are priced anywhere between, say, 1.5 to above $5 million, depending again on the lot, the location. But what really sets Woodfield apart from here, Boca Bridges, and everywhere else is that it's a very luxurious neighborhood, and they like to go all out for their kids' events. And out of all the country clubs in here, if you had to choose the most kid-friendly, family-friendly one, Woodfield is that neighborhood. Now in Woodfield, you do get an 18-hole championship style golf course, spas, fitness centers, everything you expect at this price. Talking about price, there is country club dues, golf dues, and a lot of these locations, they have, either mandatory or non-mandatory memberships, but the country club at Woodfield has quite a few different packages, and this is going to cost you possibly thousands of dollars each month. So just be aware of that. The best top 5 communities down here in Boca, if you wanted a bonus one just for funds, I would say the most up and coming luxurious area here in Boca Raton that has homes between 5 to $8 million is the Golden Triangle. And people have been, renaming this area the Golden Triangle. It's to the right of Federal Highway and above Palmetto. it is walking distance to everything downtown. So every neighborhood that we spoke about previously, a lot of these areas, you can ride your bicycle out to the beach or take your boat, especially here at Royal Palm, to the ocean and have fun that way. But I would say the Golden Triangle, if you're looking for a place where you just fly down, you can walk anywhere that you want to do here in Boca Raton. If you want to walk to the downtown area for a theater, restaurants, things to do with your kids, if you just want to walk across the Intracoastal and go right to the beach, the Golden Triangle is the most walkable spot here in Boca. Some people will say it's not the most luxurious neighborhood because a lot of the homes in there are very old, but you're not going to get homes this age that much in there. But the newer homes, like the one right here, you're going to get a lot of these newer homes replacing the older homes down there in the Golden Triangle. Now, if you have any other questions about relocating down here in Boca Raton and you would like to work with me, maybe we'll be a good fit, maybe we wouldn't be. I'm mainly just a father who moved down here to Boca Raton with my wife and kids to try and find the best place for us. So I kind of understand what is it like relocating down here in Boca. I didn't live here my entire life, and I had to find out everything my own way. And I created this YouTube channel to help people like you who are looking to relocate possibly down here to Florida. You don't know exactly where. I'm trying to provide the best information for you so you can get to understand what it looks like on foot. And I actually like to walk through these neighborhoods. So a lot of this stuff is kind of unscripted. I have my notes here with some basic facts, but I like to give you a realistic overview of what your neighborhood is going to look like and what the community is like. Like you have landscaping going on all day here. If you notice on the streets, a lot of these nice neighborhoods, there's landscaping throughout all the morning hours, I would say. So if you're into relaxation at your pool, this may not be the best neighborhood for you if you like to relax during the morning time and not smell grass. If you have allergies to grass, it would be crazy here because they're always cutting it. So make sure you reach out and see if we can work with one another, and hopefully it will be a good fit to find you the right spot here for you and your family down here in Boca. If you're not going to move to Boca, you just enjoy these videos, please give me a thumbs up. It really supports the channel. Until that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.